So I'll select flap 5 if you get the flap up.
Flap 5 is a good point. There's another gate there.
That's it. Speed brake can come all the way forward. Auto brake comes around to RTO, so which is that one.
Auto brake was that one, yep.
That's it. Okay, we'll just fix that fuel warning that's now come up. So all you have to do is just flick those two. That's
put them off, yeah.
Yep, done. So now all it's doing is just literally straight out of the wing into each engine.
Yep.
Apart from that, good to go. So go up to 40% and then we'll go up to 100.
A bit of power.
That's it. Now I've still got the wind on from the previous runway, so it's going to be a crosswind to the left now as opposed to the one to the right. Alright,
okay,
up to 100.
Sounds alright.
That's it. And just a little back off it, just a touch.
It's a touch.
There we go. That's it there.
So what's the one at the front's the go around? All the way.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm not sure whether our simulator does that correctly. Oh, there's rotate, so pull back.
And actually there's a bit of pressure to get it going.
And just climb straight out at 15 degrees.
Yep.
Yeah, it does allow, for some reason it actually allows you to, if you bang them all the way forward, it actually goes past an over temperature or an over rev point. Which I'm not quite sure whether it does that in the real aircraft. I have a feeling if you bang them all the way forward, it just selects toga thrust.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this it tends to over temper it, so we just basically use the toga rules and just go no more than 5 minutes at that power setting, and that generally works pretty well. Alright, start.
Lots of alarms going off.
That's it. Oh, it's just saying that you come past.
Right to the left, really?
Yeah.
There's a mountain
round to the left. What I'll do is I'll help out this cloud situation just a little bit. Bear with me. There we go. That's
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There is definitely a mountain there.
That's it. Better trust me on this one.
Yep.
Actually, we'll round out there. That'll do.
Yep. Okay.
And if you level out, that's fine. Yeah, just level out and power back.
Yep. We're back to about 60, 40?
Oh, 40, yeah.
40's your sort of...
40's the cruise setting that we use, yeah. For low level stuff anyway, yeah. Oh, it's just... yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, straighten her up. There we go. Okay, so it's basically, we're just going to hug this range here until such time that you do a full 180 degree turn.
Got you. So follow it round.
That's it. So generally,
try not to bump into anything.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly right. It's actually a figure 8 type arrangement. So it's out here and then basically back over the airport to do another figure 8 and come back in. So it's a little bit of a all over the shop.
A bit fiddly, yeah.
Yeah. So the actual missed approach brings you sort of out and it brings you back in a logical way, but we've sort of got to bring it round to match the approach again. So it's a sort of a...
So we carry on following this round, yeah?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Okay.
Once we get sort of closer to this point here, basically just a full 180 degree turn just in this clear area here.
Yep. Forward.
Yeah, good. Alright, straighten her up and just...
Yep, straight to that point.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Haven't flown in anything like that.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting. I got my my PPL in about 2 weeks later. Said to my instructor, "I've been reading this article about flying into Mount Hotham," and she just said no.
Yeah.
You're going nowhere near Mount Hotham.
Yeah.
Really strongly advise you not to.
Yeah, Mount Hotham's one of those iffy ones.
I suppose people like the idea of, sort of fly in, ski, and then fly back.
Yeah, it would be good. If you got a twin, you can do it. I suppose it's probably better to do it in a twin.
Yeah.
But then, if it's a hot day and being high altitude, you won't, like we tried to get work out for the Seminole that we were flying, and just we couldn't get it off the ground.
Yeah.
And
so take it.
That's it.
Yeah,
right.
Go too far.
We could get it in, but we couldn't get it out. So we'd have to. It was a bit of an issue. You have to wait till it's sort of really cold and dense to try and.
Yeah. Actually get enough lift at that altitude.
Yeah, that's right. And the engine performance is
So the trim in particular seems to have the temptation to grab the wheel and turn it.
That's right.
I've always found that with simulators as well. The trim, you don't get that immediate sort of the ballooning that you were talking about. You just don't feel it. Oh, and we're down again. So
that's right.
Get that back. Passengers going wild again.
That's all right.
Do you reckon, yeah?
Which one was the full motion? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
I looked into the pricing of doing it because it was just before we emigrated, and looked at the prices over here and thought, dear God, no. So how are we doing? Still a hill.
Yeah, it's literally just a bit of back pressure.
Yeah.
Might actually have to roll. Oh, actually, no, we've got a low area here.
Yep.
So
trying to skip over the top of that. Yep.
Yep, that's it.
I don't think it helps that my.
It's not too bad. Yeah, that's right. Left hand down and straighten her up.
Yep, actually go over the top of that. Yeah.
That's it. This is a bit of an interesting one.
Just a touch.
Alright, round to the left.
Okay. So you see that mountain and think, no, we're not going that way.
So, there's 1,100, 1,000 foot clearance.
1,000 feet, yeah. So we're carrying on down into Australia.
That's it.
Get that. I imagine you get a lot of that going into Queenstown.
Yeah. Especially from this way, it's a bit difficult.
Yep.
Okay, so if you aim for round about here.
Yep. It's a little bit more over. You can tell me it's roughly there.
So there's the airport down there.
Yep.
So basically, if we fly straight ahead
for the moment, you're going to head to that and then round.
Yeah, then that's it. Then what we're doing, so we'll come around here, and you can see all this mountain, all this hill stuff here. Basically, it's a case of hugging that and doing one continuous bank. There's the hill I was talking about. So we're coming in this way. So
right, okay. So we're not going there and down. We're actually going to go there.
Yeah, and sort of
round and
that's
then
it. Yeah, that's it. It's quite a complicated procedure, actually. Sort of just a case of steer until you avoid the hills, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, power idle, and just start that left-hand turn. And now the aiming point's somewhere around here.
Got ya. Let's go round, why not?
That's it.
So we get the thing around.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. I know they say in the presentation sort of a light touch on the yoke. No.
No, it does require a bit of input. Yeah. You can definitely tell it weighs 60 tonne. Like it's.
So where were we aiming for, roughly?
Straight ahead now.
Yeah,
that's good there.
That's okay. Lost that aiming point.
Yeah, that's basically it's a raw fluke. We've got to bang on. There's the airport there.
Yep.
So basically, it's a case of going straight ahead and hugging around there,
and there's the back of that.
That's
it.
Yep. That's it. Exactly right.
Why did you mention Christchurch again? Queenstown.
Yeah. This is all good practice for Hong Kong.
That's the videos you watch of these things and you just think, what? How do you do that? I watched one of those ITVV things.
Oh, yeah.
Where they show you the full cockpit thing. You just think, don't fancy flying that up. Especially in a crosswind.
Yeah. Alright, we'll dump out, go flap 1 to start with.
Flap 1, yeah.
So that's that small little hill peak
we've got
to worry about.
Us,
That's it. Still got 1,000 feet clearance, so it's
go there.
Fine on a visual date.
Not so much when you've got a passenger load on.
That's exactly right. All right, flap 5.
Okay.
And just start a sort of 15-20 degree angle of bank right-hand turn, and just maintain the altitude though, so it'll need a fair bit of back pressure. That's it. 3.5.
Sort of counter it.
That's it. Yeah. So the more you roll over, the more back pressure you need.
Yep.
So
where are the markers on this? You've seen 20. Is that what's that I'm at just now?
That second line across.
Yep.
So it's 10, 20, 30 degrees, 45 and 60. Yep. Okay.
Bit more, and that's the hill we're going
That's
round
it.
the back of. Yeah.
Exactly right. All
This
right.
is the actual published approach.
That's right. Yeah, I can print out the plate for you. It's hilarious. It's actually just all curves.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do. I'll get the gear down. If you go flat 15.
Flat 15. Written out.
There we
So
go.
you get that.
Yeah, good. All right. And this will just be a touch and go. So straight ahead now. That'll do.
Yep. I actually don't.
That's it.
The back of the thing.
Start your descent. So.
Yep. So we're
That's
still
it.
on idle.
That's it. Just idling it down. You could actually probably feed in just a hair of power, probably 40% at this stage.
Yep.
And start your right-hand turn, basically hugging this hill.
That is ridiculous.
That's it. Just lift the nose up a little bit
Yep.
more. A little bit of left hand down, so not too steep.
Yep.
Probably just yeah, that's it. It'll be steeper as we come around.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to hug the mountain too close.
That's right, yeah.
Just like that, yeah.
That's it, right hand turn.
Yep.
Okay, flap 30's just come out, so 70% power.
Cool, yep.
So let's feed it right on. And a little bit of back pressure.
Yep. Yeah, as it the flaps start to take effect and you start
That's
losing
right.
the lift. Yep.
That's right. And there's your runway. Yeah, bit of an interesting
That
one.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh,
We can't sort of. This is the one that we sort of can't do with people who have just got 0 hours. We sort of go, oh yeah, well if you've had a little bit of experience, we'll throw you into this one, because they just get so confused of where everything is and whatnot. We'll sort of, otherwise we'd just sort of straight ahead do a UE and then come back in the other way. All right, feed the power on 80%. So unfortunately this is going to be a flat 40 landing. Actually, I'm on the back side of the curve now, so just give it a burst. It's probably the best idea.
Okay.
And just start feeding in forward pressure.
Yep.
There we go. That's
nose
it.
all the way down. Yep.
That's it. Sort of just the tail type tends to sag out of it.
Yep.
But for flat 40, this is around about the speed.
40,
yeah. So you could probably you probably need a fair amount of input to actually move it around. But we're pretty much lined up, which is good. Okay, so trickle off the power now. So that's it. I'm just flying it down, just pushing forward. So believe it or not, this is only 700 feet a minute. It's just because the flaps actually so effective. It actually brings the nose sort of right down. But this will be a touch and go anyway. So
just a little bit off that centre line.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Touch.
Okay, now start looking at the other end of the runway and start generally.
Try
That's
flattening
it. Kill the
out.
power and just keep flying it down.
Yep.
A
Flatten.
little bit of that's it.
Yep.
Back pressure.
Add a bit of rudder.
There we go. Okay, flap set for the go round. Full power.
There we go. So we actually do full power rather than, as you say, just momentarily. You can do.
Yeah.
Takes a while, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Fill up.
There you go. Back pressure.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a short strip as well. Just to add insult to injury.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's a very sort of power, really sort of adjusts the sink rate.
The worry is, I mean, if you're not very good in a simulator, I can't imagine them letting anyone do a real one.
Yeah, that's right. It's the old argument of sort of, you know, with a fixed aim point, whether or not you bring the nose up to slow it down or whether or not you back the power off to slow it down. And sort of in this, it just, the second the power comes off, it just then drops like a brick. It's just incredible. All right, left hand down.
And we go there, yeah.
And just follow the heading bug at the moment. So just there actually. So straighten her up and level out 40%.
40%.
There we go. So I'll bring you in the other way now. So if we go over here, basically just another 180 degree turn, back in the other way. That's it. Yeah.
A bit more.
Yeah, it's around about sort of 3, sort of. Yeah, if you set the box right on top of the line, so it's literally
just on the top end of it. Yeah.
It's such a sensitive nose attitude. It's sort of the case of half a degree means 700 feet a minute. It's very like twitchy.
It's things like the changing aerodynamics as well of doing trim. You know, and so the problem is you get accustomed to kind of flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, that's right.
You just kind of know, you know, if I put it there and adjust that to there. And
that's right.
And you feel it.
Yeah. Also, this is stabilizer trim. It's not a trim tab, so the whole stabilizer is physically moving. So it is quite a large.
You don't need much trim to have quite an effect.
It's funny that you can make such a large surface be quite as sensitive to even deal with tenths of a degree of nose attitude. See, that's sitting there quite nicely actually. So that's literally 3 degrees, straight and level.
Yeah, it's just about bang on, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So I take it you do actually fly as well. I mean, you sort of do this and.
I've got done all my ATPLs and got a commercial license and all that sort of stuff, and flight instructor rating, and a ton of stuff, and an amazing amount of debt.
It's not cheap, is it?
No, it's not.
And they keep saying, they're struggling to find.
Yeah, that's.
How are we doing?
Yeah, if you start the right-hand turn now, that should be about right. It's straight over to 30 degrees, and it should be okay.
Yep. Keep that nose up as well.
Yeah. That's it.
Maybe gone a bit far.
Actually, if you hold that even ignore the warnings. That'll probably do us well.
Watch that. Lying down there. So it's kind of weird sort of flying again by instrument rather than visually, because you don't get the immediate feedback of what you're doing, because we're not, 1,000 feet off the ground and flying a rubber band driven.
Yeah, that's very true.
Keep that around, dropped it to about 20.
Yeah. Maybe actually prudent if you bring the power up to 85% and just lift it up.
Actually go up a bit. Actually go over the top. So about 85 is about.
Yeah, that'd be about right for a climb setting, and just pitch the nose up sort of 12.5 degrees or thereabouts. Oh, it's not as high as I thought it was, the peak, which is not too bad. Yeah, we'll get right over the top. So you can see just an average climb setting, there's 4,000 feet a minute. So you can see it's really, mammoth climb rates, really.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. You're lucky to get sort of 1,100 feet a minute out of a Cessna on a good day that it's cold and it's just out of service. And
we've been flying this Tobago, and it does not climb worth a damn.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay.
Seriously,
I was wondering how they flew.
It's lovely to look at, and he prefers it. I mean, I get so accustomed in learning to flying the Cessnas. Yep,
that's it. Bring it that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the sort of pendulum effect that you get.
Yeah, that's right.
Whereas obviously in the low wing you get more of a yaw effect, and I don't like it. I find it really uncomfortable.
Oh, okay, yep.
Whereas
it is more of a
you kind of sort of as if you're floating on top of the thing.
Yep.
Whereas in the Cessna you're sort of dangling underneath. So
yeah, that's right. It does. Yep. There we go.
Pull up 1,600 feet. What more do you want?
Yeah, beautiful. All right.
So where are we?
Straight ahead.
I've lost my bearing.
Kill the power. And 5 degrees nose low.
Done about 40, yeah.
Actually idle.
Oh, idle, yeah. I'll actually start the descent. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So we're somewhere over there.
That's it, round to the left. All right.
Actually, yep.
Okay. So if you got it sighted, I can't.
I've got the runway,
yeah. So just start winding it round.
So we're actually going to land on
This end, yep.
Okay. I see, that's quite good. You can actually use it to kill the speed.
That's
so,
right, yeah.
Let's get lined up with that then.
Especially for our use in the sim, it's very useful. Sort of people, full power and try and rock it out of situations that we just can't get the flap down. But I dare say in real life, if you don't, you're not configured early, then you have to go around and there's probably there's a set bunch of stuff that you got to do. But you can see now from 260, that's to 17 to 15. That's more than
dropping.
More than sufficient for the flap extension. So if, just set that to the arms position. So the brake. So that's it right there. Flap 15. That's good.
15.
That's it. Speed brake round to the max position, which is all the way to the right.
Yep.
That's it. And just a little bit of left hand down and
actually get it lined up.
That's it.
So I keep sort of looking at the geographic features and thinking you don't want to fly close to that.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I'd be going much closer in a Cessna where you need a much longer glide slope.
Yeah, that's right.
Sort of duck in and then at the last minute line
That's
up.
right, yeah.
Sort of thing. Let's get that nose down, actually continue.
Yeah, so that's right. If I was in a Cessna, you could probably even make it sort of an oblique final. You could probably chop it, even 3 mile out for a Cessna is a fair whack. Like I did my instructor rating in a little Cessna 172, and just by the end of the instructor rating, you end up just throwing it around like a little toy. It's just like, let's throw it over, no worries. You have competitions with the other blokes in the class to try and see if you can get the left wheel down on the 3rd centre line marker, and you're like, yeah, there it is.
I know there's terrain, I see it.
There we go. All right.
Can hardly miss it.
So flap 30 is now out, so just be prepared for the ballooning. So just pushing forward and just trickling the power on.
Does a little bit.
That's it.
So what are we after, about 60?
It's just enough to catch 142 knots or thereabouts, so it won't be too much at this stage.
Yep.
Just be prepared to jump on the reverse relatively quickly, otherwise we'll end up in the canyon at the end. So we're only about 3 knots fast, so you're doing quite well actually. Okay. So flying it down, just adding the power as the nose is coming up, just a hair, that's it, just a balancing act, that's it, nose coming up, keep the nose coming up, so this is the round out now,
flattening
that's
out,
it, power off,
power off,
there's your flare, so just hold it there, right on the 1,000 foot mark, it's beautiful, there you go, so that's exactly how it,
and we're off,
that's it, Okay. That's it, 60 knots. Just a tad of manual braking, so just squeeze the brakes down and that'll bring us to a stop.
Touch.
Alright, close the reverse.
Down. It's kind of weird, what do I do with this hand?